This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the Town of North Haven.
Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, I should say, and welcome to the July 2022 meeting of the Board of Police Commissioners for the Town of North Haven. My name is Larry Lazaroff. I'm the current chairman. At this time, I'd like to introduce my fellow commissioners. Robin Wilson, our vice chair. Raise your hand. There you go. Mark Calafiore, our secretary. Bob Hannon, commissioner. Alden Mead, commissioner. I'd also like to recognize several people in attendance this afternoon. First and foremost, our illustrious First Selectman, Michael Frieda. Our third select person, Sally Buemi. Dave Yaccarino, our state rep. I don't see Joseph D'Erico. He was supposed to be here, so if he's here, Joe, thank you for attending. Chiefs, Jim DiCarlo, retired. Deputy Chief Stan Lofquist, retired. Chief McLaughlin, is he here? No? Okay. Chief Mulhern, is he here? Okay. Fire Chief Paul Januszewski. Fire Chairman Pat Nozzolillo. Rich Monaco, Director of Administration and Procurement. And of course, thank you to our honor guard for always appearing at these events. Tonight's meeting begins with a very special event, a changing of the guard, so to speak. Tonight we have the honor of swearing in a new deputy chief, captain, lieutenant, and sergeant. This is always an exciting time in any department. New roles bring new thoughts, new ideas, new strategies, and new talent. However, new roles do not change the policy and promise of providing premier public safety to our community, our businesses, and our residents of North Haven. Each member of this department comes to work each day risking their lives to protect and to serve. Founded in 1943, North Haven Police Department, then a staff of 2, has grown to an elite department of 56. Recognized across the state as a premier department, we move ahead in these ever-changing times. Calls for service are up. Types of crimes have changed. Public opinion and legislation are also challenges that we face. While adjusting to all these new challenges, the North Haven Police Department has always maintained its high standards. We are CALEA certified. We have a state-of-the-art facility. We are one of the first departments to start an SRO program. We lead the way in terms of continuing to be on top of current trends and being proactive versus reactive. The success of this department is enhanced by having a cooperative relationship between the personnel of the PD, the administration and town hall, and the complete support of the police commission. All 3 components work together for one common purpose: public safety. This, coupled with the fact that we work so well with our brothers and sisters in the fire department, keeps the town of North Haven in fine shape. Before we begin tonight's ceremonies, I would like to ask our first selectman, Mr. Michael Frieda, to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Chairman Lazaroff, and it's a pleasure once again to be standing on the steps of our North Haven Police Department for another swearing-in ceremony. Today's ceremony to me represents a stunning and shining symbol of succession and success. When we look at succession, we never can forget that this North Haven Police Department, the pillars and the foundation of it, are built with those who served before us, those who were here right from the beginning, all of the men and women, all of those wonderful police officers and command staff that are now retired. They set the foundation for what we see today. In terms of succession, that's the foundation. And we see, and you've seen it here time and time again, promotions that are administered by our wonderful police commission. And we think about success. The four individuals that you will shortly hear about all represent successful officers who have so faithfully served this community. All of whom I know personally, some of whom I lift weights with and work out in this police department gym. And I know the determination and dedication and professionalism that each of them have given to this wonderful department. So as we look back, we thank those who have served before us. And as we look forward, rest assured that we will continue to promote, perpetuate, and enhance public safety here in North Haven. It is of paramount importance to us. It will always have this administration's support and our police commission's support here in town. Thank you very much.
Before we go on, I'd like to acknowledge the officers present and officers from other communities. Thank you very much for attending today. Much appreciated for the support. The first promotion will be for Deputy Chief Andrew Stavridis. Andrew is a 17-year member of the North Haven Police Department. He has served as commanding officer of the Investigative Service Division, Uniform Service Division, Professional Standards, Accreditation, and Training Division. He's a former South Central Regional SWAT team member and Post-C certified instructor. He has attended several leadership programs, including the Harvard Kennedy School of Government, the Police Executive Research Forum. He has been accepted and will be attending the FBI Quantico program soon as well, the elite program. He has an undergraduate degree from Northeastern University in criminal justice and an MBA from the University of New Haven. Deputy Chief Stavridis is married and has 2 children. Stavridis. Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I solemnly swear that
I solemnly swear that
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
the United States of America
the United States of America
and the state of Connecticut,
and the state of Connecticut,
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as Deputy Chief of the town of North Haven.
as Deputy Chief of the town of North Haven.
I agree to obey and be bound
I agree to obey and be bound
by such rules and
by
regulations
such rules and regulations
as are or may be made
as are or may be made
from time to time
from time to time
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Who would be kidding you, sir?
My son, they're all going to come up.
Perfect.
My son's going to do it. Hey.
Okay. You don't have to close it. Congratulations. Our next promotion is for Captain Christopher Thorpe. Christopher Thorpe as 22-year member of the North Haven Police Department. A dare officer instructor for 14 years. Has worked in the Uniformed Service Division as both sergeant and lieutenant. In 2020, Lieutenant Thorpe was transferred to the Information Service Division, Internal Affairs Division, Property and Evidence, Training, and he was very instrumental in our CALIA accreditation as his manager. He has received numerous awards and accommodations. He has a degree from Quinnipiac University and Syracuse University abroad in London, England. Married to wife Lisa, has 3 boys, Tyler, Joshua, and Sean. Captain Thorpe. At this time, I'd like to ask Commissioner Hannon to administer the oath.
I solemnly swear that
I solemnly swear that
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
the United States of America
the United States of America
and the state of Connecticut.
and the state of Connecticut.
I will support the Constitution thereof.
I will support the Constitution thereof.
I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
I will faithfully
impartially
impartially discharge and perform
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as captain of the town of North Haven.
as captain of the town of North Haven.
I agree to obey and be bound
I agree to obey and be bound
by such rules and regulations
by such rules and regulations
as are or may be made
as are or may be made
from time to time
from time to time
established by the Board of Police Commissioners,
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Who's going to say it? Call her up. Who's going to take that?
Perfect, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Lieutenant Clifford Hill. Thirteen-year member, North Haven Police Department. Valedictorian of his class at Post. And recipient of the Samuel J. Luciano Award. I was there when you got that. Has served as Investigative Service Division and as Patrol Supervisor. Since 2015, Cliff has served the department as a post-certified instructor, conducting numerous training in areas of firearms, tasers, simunitions, shooting decisions, blue-on-blue encounters, and body cameras. SWAT team member since 2011 and currently serves as assistant team leader and firearms instructor. Cliff is a graduate of UConn with a bachelor's in psychology and earned his master's degree in public safety leadership and administration from Arizona State University, graduating summa cum laude. Clifford is married to his wife Michelle, and they have 2 sons, Preston and Braden. Lieutenant Hill. At this time, I'd like to ask Commissioner Wilson to step up and administer the oath.
Watch me get myself in the head. Raise your right hand, please. I I solemnly swear that
I solemnly swear that
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
the United States of America
the United States of America
and the state of Connecticut,
and the state of Connecticut,
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge
discharge
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as a lieutenant of the town of North Haven.
as a lieutenant in the town of North Haven.
I agree to obey and be bound
I agree to obey and be bound
by such rules and regulations
by such rules and regulations
as are or may be made
as are or may be made
from time to time
from time to time,
established by the Board of Police Commissioners,
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
You can have his badge. Who will be pinning him? Yeah, here they come.
Ah,
I don't know if you can reach him. You might have to bend down. Thank you.
Sergeant Nicholas Costanza. An 11-year member of the North Haven Police Department. Has served as secretary for the police union. Currently a SWAT team member and is one of their snipers. He actively coaches and works with North Haven High School staff. He's married to his wife Kate, and they have a son Max. Sergeant Costanza. At this time, I'd like to ask Commissioner Meade to step up and administer the oath, please.
Okay. Please repeat after me. I solemnly swear that
I solemnly swear that
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
I will bear true faith and allegiance to
the United States of America
the United States of America
and the state of Connecticut,
and the state of Connecticut,
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as a sergeant of the town of North Haven.
as a sergeant of the town of North Haven.
I agree to obey and be bound
I agree to obey and be bound
by such rules and regulations
by such rules and regulations
as are or may be made
as are or may be made
established by the Board of Police Commissioners,
established by the Board of Police Commissioners.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Nice. Great. Thank you.
Congratulations. So again, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. This will conclude the first part of our program. We're going to adjourn shortly for pictures. I want to thank the police and fire who showed up today, and thank you for your service. We live in a fantastic community, And I'd be remiss to not mention and thank Chief Kevin Glenn. Where are you? Thank you for your service. Thank you for leading a fantastic department. We have a strong, strong leadership in this community now. We've always had it, actually. It's just that we have a very youthful, very alert team here, and I'm very, very grateful, as I'm sure we all are. So with that, I wish you Godspeed, and please enjoy the concert tonight as well. Thank you, guys. Good evening, and welcome to the second half of our open session for the Board of Police Commissioners meeting for July 2022. We just completed a swearing-in ceremony outside in beautiful weather, where we had promotions of Deputy Chief Stavridis, Captain Chris Thorpe, Lieutenant Clifford Hill, and Sergeant Nick Costanzo. With that being said, I'd like to ask for an approval of the minutes of the June 1st, 2022 special meeting.
So moved.
We did it outside. So, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approval of the minutes of the June 28th, 2022 regular and executive sessions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Secretary, do we have any correspondences?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have just one piece of correspondence tonight, and this is from Charles W. Sherwood. Mr. Sherwood is the director of the South Central Criminal Justice Administration. This letter is directed to Chief Kevin Glenn. He just wants to thank Chief for allowing one of his sergeants, Sergeant Maurice Martin, to serve as a panelist at a recently held oral board examination for the position of police officer. So he's thanking the chief for lending Maurice Martin. So thank you.
Beautiful.
That's about
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
For Chairman's report, just the chief will expand on everything, but we had a swearing in of retired Deputy Chief Stan Lofquist as a supernumerary this past week. We had a swearing in of our new officer. Chief will talk about that. We did do interviews and make conditional offers to officers. The chief and I did attend a pension board meeting last week, and while the market is doing its thing right now, we're still in pretty good shape. And just as a monthly reminder to please lock your cars, lock your doors, lock your sheds. We are our own worst enemies sometimes by not doing these things, so let's not give the criminals an opportunity to take advantage of opportunities that we could help prevent. That being said, I'll turn it over to the chief for his report.
Thank you. Just first to touch on the promotions, as you said, I think that was a very nice ceremony. I appreciate the entire Board of Police Commissioners for putting that together. I'd like to, for putting that on, but for putting it together and doing a lot of the organization and the background work as usual. Somebody does not get a lot of praise, which is completely my fault. I'd like to thank Margaret Claflin, our administrative assistant upstairs. She always does a great job. And so much between onboarding new personnel, which seems like it's every month, to organizing and coordinating the ceremonies. She's the glue that holds the chief's office together. So thank you, Peg.
And we echo that praise. Thank you very much, Peg.
Yes, we do.
Sure do. I just spoke with a reporter outside briefly, and one of the things I mentioned, it was prompted by a question, was the sacrifice that these officers have made, all the officers, but specifically the officers who were promoted today. And the typical nights, weekends, holidays, forced overtime, 16-hour shifts, going home overly tired, and missing birthday parties and things like that. They certainly sacrifice a lot, but I noted that what I've noticed over the years is the spouses, the children, the loved ones, parents, everyone else really sacrifices a lot too to be a part of a police family. And so it's nice to see so many kids and loved ones here at the ceremony tonight, because they should share the accomplishments. They should be proud of their police family, but they should also be proud of themselves, because without their support, those folks won't be in a position that they're in. So it was nice to see everybody there. I'll go on to our budget. We're currently at closed last fiscal year at 99.3% expended, so we were 0.7% under our allocated funding, which is always nice to see. Only 1 month into our new fiscal year, it's hard to say whether you're doing great or poorly. There's not enough data there. The one thing that we're trying to work on with the finance department, as you get reports As you know, we provide the financial reports to all of you so you can review every month. The wage increases after the contract was settled has not yet been put into this current fiscal year's budget. So we typically track every pay period, we try to stay under 3.845% of our overall budget. You don't have to remember those numbers. But because they're being paid at current wages, but the contractual obligations hasn't been deposited into that budget yet, we're currently paying 4.2% every pay period. So if you track these closely like we do in the office every day, you may see that we're spending more money than we should every pay period. But it's not to worry. The money is budgeted. The money is there. It's just in a separate account from now. So that's something that I'll revisit once we get that rectified. But I don't want anybody to think that we started off the first month way over budget. That's not the case. I have a few things for our traffic report. The first is a simple one. A resident from Todd Drive South contacted their traffic division and requested a no outlet or dead end sign on Todd Drive South, which is not an outlet road off Hartford Turnpike. Tony DePascale, Sergeant DePascale went out and did the evaluation, took some pictures. You may have gotten the report or pictures, but he recommends approving that. I agree with this recommendation. There's no other signs that conflict with it. I think it's more than appropriate, and if you agree that it's appropriate, we just need a motion and a vote on that.
Yeah, that's basically a no-brainer, as it is the no outlets. You're not going to go anywhere if you go down there, so you might as well make people alert and keep the residents with less traffic in that area. So I'll entertain a motion for an approval of that sign, please.
So moved.
Second?
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
Thank you. The next traffic topic is a request from neighbors in the Millbrook neighborhood, and they're requesting a road closure for a neighborhood party. We've done this in years past. We know the area. It's more than appropriate to make this request and satisfy the request. We've never had issues in the past, so we would just need a motion if you deem appropriate, and that would be on September 4th, the rain date September 5th, from noon to 6 on Knollwood Road between River Road and Millbrook Road to close that for neighborhood party.
Yeah, we've done that in the past, and we've done it with a couple other neighborhoods as well. It poses no inconvenience, and it's a nice gathering where people can safely have their children, and they have different events there for these kids to play, and it makes a nice, safe environment. So I've got no problem with that. Do I have a motion
I'll
for an
make the
approval?
motion that we grant the closure of the aforementioned road
Okay.
at the time and date
Okay, second?
stated.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you. Next, we talked about last month that the corrections weren't made at that time, but I gave some forewarning. On Ezra Street at North Avenue, that was an intersection that a few residents noted that a cyclist was struck by a motor vehicle and injured at the intersection. It's a four-way intersection, but only two stop signs. The request for four-way stop signs and a number of different requests. So, as usual, Sergeant DePascale went out and did an evaluation, spoke with neighbors, and submitted a report. And this intersection does not meet the criteria to add stop signs. The residents were notified of that, they completely understood. However, the traffic sergeant took a look at the intersection, he worked with Public Works, cleared a lot of the brush out of the way, so the stop signs that are there can be seen from a farther distance. Contacted UI to get more lighting there. And I don't need a motion for anything, there's no suggestions for this, but just to notify you the residents there were happy with what was put in place.
It's nice to have the cooperation of not only the Public Works Department, but also the UI to help rectify a situation like this. So I appreciate the effort. Thank you.
We also touched on this briefly last month, but I think we're coming to an end, a resolution. There's a new plaza that everyone's excited about on Washington Avenue. We're going to bring some new businesses to town, which is always a good thing for economic development. Some of the neighbors on side roads off Washington Avenue in that area was concerned about some of the signage. They were worried that the signage as is would push traffic into the neighborhoods, which nobody wants. The residents don't want that there. As the police department, we don't want that there, an increase in traffic. So again, Sergeant DePascale worked with the Plaza Construction Company, made some suggestions, reached out to Planning and Zoning, and had those suggestions approved, and those are going to be sent over to the Plaza owners, and they've stated they're going to cooperate and take care of that signage. So looks like that issue has been rectified at this point. Next is we are planning to open up Valley Service Road soon. We've been talking about this, but it's kind of a big deal. This is a stretch of roadway from the Route 22 connector all the way to the Amazon property. The idea is to relieve some of the traffic from Amazon. They're up to 5,000-6,000 employees a day at times. So reducing our traffic, truck traffic, employee traffic from going out to Washington Avenue and to get them out the back way. We're at a point where DOT has approved the roadway, has approved 25-mile-per-hour speed limits there, and we're ready to open the road. There's been a lot of work done. It actually came out very nice. I took a ride there 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. We're happy with it. There are some signs that we think should be put in place, and there's a number of them. There's 12 different locations, and if I could do with the Board of Police Commissioners' wishes, I could read them all. A lot of them are technical, 3.7 miles from this location. But to make a long story short, there's 12 different signs that we're recommending. They're either 25-mile-per-hour speed sign, left curve ahead, the opposite direction, right curve ahead, or hash marks that indicate a bend coming up. So they're all very clear-cut signs that nobody will have an issue with. We think that especially because there's no lighting down there, it would add to the safety. So I'm looking either to move forward with that, or I could read the specifics for each exact sign.
Are there any
That's
no
a
dumping
technicality.
signs?
I'm sorry?
Are there any no dumping signs?
There are no dumping signs. So we think that organically, with the traffic being on that road, that the dumping and the dirt bike, ATV riding will be taken care of. But as usual, we'll monitor that. If tractor trailers and employees are driving 25 miles per hour in both directions, that's less of an opportunity for somebody to back up there, in the dark when nobody's around to dump. So we're confident that we should be fine with that.
Are there plans on putting lights up there at some point, or none?
Not at this point. It's cost prohibitive.
Okay. I mean, I don't think it's necessary to read through the entire
No, I
selection
think so.
because you've done your homework, and I'm sure it's going to be more than adequate. It's going to be a great relief to the Washington Avenue area with the traffic now being able to go either way, front or backwards into Amazon. So I think we're good to go. I think we're ready to make a motion that we can approve what the...
Report as read.
Correct.
Make
Have
a
a
motion to accept the chief's report as read.
Okay, I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
Thank you. Just a quick update on vehicles. Our Chevy Tahoe has not only been delivered, it's been outfitted, it's in the fleet at this point. It's been well received. It's a vehicle that we're going to look to purchase in the future. It stores a lot of equipment and a lot of room. It's a rugged vehicle. We're happy with it. We have 2 Ford SUVs. We finally took delivery of. It was a holdup, just like everyone throughout the country is realizing with the chips and the other issues. It took about 10 months to take delivery. Took delivery, they're being upfitted at this point, and we're waiting for confirmation on 3 new Chevy SUVs for this current fiscal year to purchase.
Good.
New personnel, we still have 2 officers in the Milford Police Academy. At least one of them, if not both, were here tonight for the ceremony. They are in week 14, both doing well. We have 2 officers at the Meriden Post Police Academy still, and they're in week 8 at this point, all doing well. Artie, who was sworn in recently in this room, he started internally. He's getting to know the lay of the land. He's going on ride-alongs. There's a lot of policies and general orders to review. He's getting ready. We hope that he will attend the Hartford August 15th Academy. That's not locked in stone for a 15th start, so he has the next Academy seat. And as you know, we have 3 seats that are confirmed as North Haven Academy seats in September. I don't have detailed updated crime statistics for you, but in your uniform services report, you can see that calls for service continue to trend upwards, as we all know, and that's the same with written reports and accident reports, which always mirror the calls for service for obvious reasons, and that's year to date. The motor vehicle stops, we're finally trying to get back to the point where we're getting back to normal with how many vehicles we're stopping. We're trying to give us as many warnings as possible and educate the folks, opposed to giving large fines in this day and age. But the motor vehicle stops and activity have been increasing, and you have the reports as far as arrests, as far as specific crimes, investigations, and the investigative services report.
And I saw police cars from different towns today doing traffic enforcement in North Haven.
Yeah, that was
Branford, Madison.
very timely to bring that up. That was next on my list.
Oh.
Yeah. And something, no, I appreciate you bringing that up. So as you all know, we have a regional SWAT team, we have a regional crash investigation team, and something that spun off from that is a regional traffic enforcement team. So it's the same towns that participate. We send our traffic officers when it's a date for out of town, whether it's North Branford, Madison, East Haven, Branford, Guilford, and they reciprocate. So we had, I believe, 12 officers, 12 different cruisers in North Haven today stopping vehicles. And again, it's not to be punitive. Obviously, we give out tickets and summons and tow cars if it's necessary, but it's more for the education aspect of it, to have a large presence and show a regional partnership. So it's been well received so far,
It's a great program.
Yeah, it's
Great program.
and we're happy with it. I have no request for the Canary Scholarship tonight, and just one last thing prior to executive session, we received a donation of $2,500 recently. This was the event on July 17th, the Cars and Coffee event at Mora Motors on Washington Avenue. Our K-9 units and some other officers attended that. It was a car show, there was a DJ there. Very generous of them to put that on for us. And $1,250 was from BMW North Haven and $1,250 from Mercedes-Benz of North Haven.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mr. Morrow.
That's all I have, aside from the executive
Okay.
session.
Any comments, questions? With none being, I'd like to make a motion or hear a motion to go into executive session for discussion of personnel.
I'll make a motion to an executive
Okay.
session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are back in open session
I
after
never
having
care
discussion
about doing
personnel
anything, honestly.
matters in executive session.
Well, now we have the bow tie issue.
Excuse me,
Well, I didn't think about that, but no.
excuse me. All right, we have a motion to be made about supernumerary unknown.
I make a motion to approve a 2-year renewal of Mark Iannone as a supernumerary.
Okay, second?
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Granted. Thank you, Mark, for your service. Any further business? Okay, do I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second the motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.